Well, I guess we should be happy when we have a quiet week, and we kind of have a quiet week, but I don't know about you guys. Can we just wrap this up by now? Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And good news, Prospector, quiet week. So,
that's good.
How you doing? Okay, doing
I'm
okay
tired.
down there in your new home? Everything's good. Just tired.
It's good. It's just a lot. There's just a lot. I'm just tired. Tired of the war. I'm tired of all these kids dying and stuff, and moving's tough. Just got a lot of shit to move around.
So. Anyways, Johnny, this week's
let's
open
get a
up on
quiet
the
week.
17th with continued resistance to the very ineffective federal draft that's been going on so far. No shots fired. That's a win.
That's good.
Nobody's going to die.
No riots. Just people.
It's just
mad.
a bunch
just
of
mad people.
It's just people going like,
protests.
"Hey, I don't want to do it."
Protests.
And then like the military coming in, going, "Well, you don't really have a choice."
Kinda,
and then
yeah.
going, "Well, like, all right, fine."
It's like, I mean, your kid doesn't want to eat his green beans either, but guess what? He's gotta. That's kind of what we're doing. Protest all you want. You can scream and cry and whatever, but at the end of the day, you're not leaving that table until you go and die in a war.
Yeah, it's probably what's going to happen. On the end of the 17th here, Johnny Lincoln is going to ask Attorney General Bates to make a commission for David Davis, which is the stupidest name I have ever seen in my life.
Davis?
David Davis, dumb name. He's of Illinois. He's going to be asked to be the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. So once again, we're just promoting friends of friends, I guess.
He's going to ask to be?
Yeah, he's asking the Attorney General to promote him to the Associate Justice. So he's not like a Supreme Court Justice, but like he's on that path. You're an Associate Justice, so you're on that path.
Okay.
Yeah. On the 18th, Morgan and his Raiders are going to defeat Union forces at Lexington, Kentucky. They're going to raid the garrison there and move on to Versailles. That's Kentucky, Johnny, not Indiana. Kentucky, not Indiana. Just making sure you don't panic too much there.
I don't like his victories that he keeps having. This guy.
Well, I mean,
he's running quite the path.
I have to. He has a group of guys on horseback. They're going to areas that aren't really defended and raiding them and then moving on. So it's like
he's a land pirate.
But I mean, are they victory? It's land pirating. He's land pirating. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's land pirating.
What a jackass!
He's a jackass.
The hell out of the Union, bud. Go back to your stupid little half made up country.
On the 19th, Bragg's forces reach the Cumberland Gap in Kentucky, and they're going to take the rest of the week to cross over into Tennessee, where they're going to be largely unopposed because Buell's not really moving to attack Bragg. He's just going to let Bragg slowly meander out of the state with, like, the supplies that he stole up to that point. Can we at least hire one Union general who's, like,
they all have
half-assedly pursuing somebody?
Now, I'm going to say something completely off the record and don't show it to the president, but I feel like they all have some dirt on Harry Lincoln because how else are they keeping their
They still have jobs? When they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing?
Nobody's doing. Maybe they're tired too. I don't know. But if you are, find somebody to replace you. Like, this is...
You are supposed to put down an insurrection. You cannot put down that insurrection if you do not fight the enemy.
You just let them go back to their made-up country that they are living in with our shit.
Which, by the way, we still control Tennessee too. We still control Tennessee at this point.
In,
like the majority of Tennessee
we're letting them leave.
So
back to their little shit show of a whatever.
Thing.
What are they? What a country at odds or what was it?
Nobody recognizes them as a country.
Right,
there are a few like England that recognize it as a belligerent nation or a nation under belligerence.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, belligerent nation.
Yep. On the 20th, Johnny, here, Lincoln is going to order that Major General John A. McClernand of Illinois, also of Illinois, it seems like he is really focusing on his home state here. Yeah, McClernand.
Oh, that's because it's all his little
Big
homeboys
C,
that he knows.
McClernand of Illinois. He's going to request that he goes to Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa to raise an army to take Vicksburg. And Lincoln is completely forgetting that Grant is already on that path to take Vicksburg. So I'm sure that there's going to be no confusion between General McClernand and General Grant ever in the future as to who has command of that area or who should.
They're the same level, right? They're both generals.
Yeah, they're both major generals. Yeah,
when you get to major general, it's not Major General 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Major General.
Yeah.
Now they
would
are
argue
both
that Grant has to. Well, so
trying to get
real quick 2-second parlance. Once you get you would go by who's been in that position longer, so that would be Grant would have ultimate seniority over that area. Yeah. Grant also has command of the department of that region, which Vicksburg would encompass. So like he's the commanding officer.
Okay, so then, the major general gets into like regional type. You're major general of these 5 states.
Yeah, he's got Grant has a department. He's officially got Grant's official department is like the West at this point. Like
which is
you've got Halleck, who's the overall
Indiana.
And then you've got like
Ohio,
you've got stupid McClellan over here, who's like the guy in the East, and then you've got Grant, who's like the guy in the West. So, and then there's other little departments underneath them and in between them, but. Basically, it's
got it.
Halleck,
that's
the
eagle eyes kind of view of things and how it works. That helps.
In very, very quibbitly, small, compact, making it make sense to the average person. So there's no way there's going to be confusion there. Now, Lincoln is also on the 20th going to report that the Army of the Potomac is up to, and I quote here, 231,997 men, with 144,662 being fit for duty, i.e. these are the combatants that are in arms, ready to go, that their job is to fight, shooty, shooty, bang, bang.
Oh, shit.
We have an army of 144,662 men underneath the command of General McClellan, who is facing an army of like 30,000 with Lee, who still hasn't replaced his troops from Antietam, is still on the run, and McClellan is doing nothing.
You seem upset about that. Is it on account of McClellan doing nothing when he outnumbers his opponent 4-1? Is that
like
what's
5-1 almost?
Is that the bit?
Yes.
Though? That's
it's the bit.
Yeah,
it's
I can see that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I can see why that would be frustrating to somebody. If I were in charge of somebody who was performing in such a manner, I think I might fire them. If I had somebody who was refusing to follow orders and do their job and refusing to try to help win this war for me because they're a Southern sympathizer, I think I might fire them. And God, I might lose respect for anybody who would not do that. In a hypothetical situation.
If that wasn't the president.
In the real situation, I think President Lincoln is making great decisions on his appointments and decisions to keep generals working and active in a time when they're not doing their fucking job.
Now, out in Tennessee, Johnny, on the 21st, Trader President Davis has requested that the Western armies merge and join forces to take back the state of Tennessee. And he's going to request attacks at Helena, Memphis, and Nashville.
Take back. So that implies Tennessee seceded and then
Oh, no, they've been taken back. They've been taken back over by the North. So he's trying to take back over their lost territory.
Okay.
Right. And Lincoln is going to respond, basically Trader President Davis saying, like, take back the state, that he requests that Tennessee hold new elections for a pro-union government, because now we've taken over most of the state. He wants an officially elected government in Tennessee, which, if you follow what we had a couple of weeks ago where you can't, habeas corpus is gone, so you can't, talk bad about it. So the only people who are going to be able to vote are the people who are seeing Lincoln's side. So it seems like this might not be the most fair and open election here in Tennessee. But, what do I know?
Everything I would expect, and I think that it will be fair because Lincoln said it is.
Totally fair. Yeah, Lincoln said it's fair. It's going to be fair. He's won
fair America.
It's
a free country. You can do what you'd like as long as it's pro-union. What's the problem with that? You're free to do whatever pro-union stuff you want to do. You have that freedom.
Oh,
That's
you're
freedom.
still free to do whatever you want to do. There might be consequences to that, but you're free to do it.
Freedom? Yeah, freedom of
On the
speech is not freedom of consequence, Tommy.
Fair enough. On the
if you say
22nd, Johnny,
that
Lincoln
Lincoln's
is
doing
going
a bad job. Bang! In the head. Sorry about you. What are you going to do?
On the 22nd, Johnny, Lincoln is going to try to curb cotton speculators by saying that individuals that are selling cotton cannot impose terms that are not included in the federal rules. So, i.e., what's going on here is that we have obtained cotton from areas in the South that we have taken over control of, and we are now in the North going to sell that obtained cotton.
Sure.
And we are trying to stop that cotton from being gouged price-wise.
That makes sense. Yeah, of course.
Which makes sense, but
Because
I
for
also,
crying out loud, you're stealing the cotton.
I mean, at the
Call it
end
what
of the
it is.
day,
You're getting it for free, and then
at the end of the day, we're still
you're gonna sell for more. Like go
yeah, we're
bleep
still
off, bud. Like what? The hell out of here.
still making rich people even richer in this war.
Oh well, that's good though. That
Because
is good.
it's not you
because-
or I that gets to sell that cotton. No,
Well,
no.
No, I mean, but we'll get our day. Eventually, we will also be millionaires, and when we are, we will not want the government coming in and telling us that we cannot exploit people or whatever else to keep our millions of dollars. Like, we don't want that, so maybe just let them jack up the prices. What's the worst that can happen?
Fair point, Johnny. There is going to be some fighting this week, some skirmishing that's going to go on at Huntsville and Helena. Maybe preparations for a Confederate Western Army attack, but again, they still got to merge their armies and do their things coordinated, so it's probably more just like,
Setting up.
shooting to shoot because they're bored.
Well.
And Johnny, we've got some skirmishing out in the Indian Territory near
back up there,
Arkansas.
okay. Oh, wait. Wait, this is not up north.
No, north. This is south.
We
This
are
is southern
going whoop,
Indians.
down back, okay, into
We're going way
Arkansas,
south,
into Indian territory. Okay, so
Yeah.
what? Okay, all right.
There's the Battle of Fort Wayne, which is not to be confused with our Fort Wayne in Indiana. Different Fort Wayne. This is old Fort Wayne. We've got new Fort Wayne.
Okay. All right. Great.
Other ends of the map.
Yeah.
But anyways, Johnny.
The United States is we're a young nation. We should have more unique names. It feels like we're using a
two Fort
lot of names in different areas of this country. We might want to start
We already
thinking of some new
we
shit.
got 2 Versailles and 2 Fort Waynes already in
At
this
least.
episode. Yeah, there we go. But anyways, Johnny, we got the Battle of Fort Wayne.
Okay, yep. All right.
We actually have a battle here.
Big battle.
The
Huge battle.
Union. Yeah, the Union first. Well, sort of. I mean, I include this because it does cross the threshold of 100 casualties, so it's included.
Great.
The Union 1st Division of the Army of the Frontier, comprised of Cherokee, Indiana, and Kansas troops, are going to assault Confederate positions near Old Fort Wayne.
Okay.
The Confederate troops are going to be underneath a Douglas H. Cooper, who's going to be comprised of Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, Creek, and Texas boys. So we are essentially pitting Indian against Indian with who can bribe the tribe with the best deal if they win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not as though they've not been constantly warring with each other for the past.
Yeah, I mean, we've got
hundreds of years,
Cherokee
right?
against Cherokee. We've got different
there's
groups of
Cherokee on
and
both
different groups of
sides. Okay.
It's a Cherokee Civil War as well that's going on.
Well, you know what? If you're gonna put brother against brother, you might as well make it among all nations of people, right? Why bother just limiting it to the
us.
Germans
Yeah,
and the
right.
other white folk? Because we did bring the Germans and the Irish into
and,
it. Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of German and Irish that they saw their day at Antietam and it didn't go very well for them.
I mean, it went well for nobody in Antietam. That was just
Not
good
at
God,
Antietam.
What a nightmare.
This horrendous, awful, hard-fought battle is going to last about a half an hour with the Union boys taking the field. Yeah, half an hour.
Half an hour? I mean,
this
what?
is a skirmish.
Did they hear about Antietam and they're like, guys, maybe we shouldn't stand here for hours shooting each other in the face. Looks like you're probably gonna win. We're gonna bounce. Like,
We're gonna bounce. Yep, and that's what basically happens, Johnny. Confederates are gonna lose around 150 total casualties between wounded, killed, and missing, and the Union are just gonna lose 14. This is a very lot. This is a Union lopsided victory.
14
very
total
lopsided
casualties
victory here for us. Yeah, total casualties between wounded, missing, and killed. Yeah, 14,
Wow.
14 dudes versus 150.
I mean, I don't know how you go half an hour without losing more than 14 dudes during this freaking war, because it seems like most people are just running off. So that's great, because they don't have the
Must have
time.
not been the greatest shots. Like I said, officially we're putting Indians against Indians. And why not let them fight the white man's war too? Because everybody else is.
Well, not the black
Fuck it.
people, though. We're not.
Yeah,
letting
yeah,
them.
we're never.
So-
yeah, we're not letting that happen yet.
I mean,
not letting that happen yet.
You can't say everybody.
Not yet. They can't do it. They can't.
Everybody
do it.
about
But the Indians. They
everybody
can.
except for the folks that might want to win this war the most, we're letting fight. Like the people that have the most to
Yep.
gain.
Yep.
Should the North come out atop in this war.
Atop, yep. And Johnny, this week is going to end on the 23rd with Bragg entering Tennessee and Trader President Davis writing a letter to him saying that he is overtly concerned with a pro-union sentiment in eastern Tennessee. Can't have that in the supposed southern rebellion state.
Yeah. Now Tennessee they seceded or not?
Tennessee seceded.
They did
Tennessee
secede.
seceded.
Okay.
But the eastern chunk of Tennessee is...
They're like the western chunk of Virginia. It's all one. They actually
Which they are
should have
kind
been.
of... Still, that's very similar region.
Yeah, did they not? Maybe they don't. I thought they butted up against each other. Maybe not. Maybe that's
butt up
with
against each
Kentucky.
other,
I don't know.
But either way, they butt up against
Somebody show me a
Kentucky,
map
and
and let me
Kentucky
know.
didn't secede.
Exactly.
Whatever, they butt up against
But
Kentucky.
it's all
and
that
Kentucky didn't secede,
region
so it's
there.
fine.
They're all down with it. All right, I got it. So it was mostly just the.
They're all can. It's okay. And Johnny, this week is going to end. Very last note they have here on the 23rd with the. You remember that boat, the pirate boat of the Confederates, the CSS.
Oh right. They
Atlantic?
got one going again or something. It started.
Yeah, it's still
sailing around
doing its thing.
shit.
It's still out there, and it's still out there.
attacking
in
merchant
the-
vessels or
yeah, it's-
whatever.
Yeah, the Alabama. I said CSS Atlantic. The CSS Alabama is in the Atlantic, still taking Union Federal transport boats. So maybe we should do so. It's one boat, guys. Get your
Perhaps we
shit
should
together.
send a fleet, because what else
We
are
got
they doing?
stuff to spare.
They ain't doing
Yeah.
shit. They've already taken over the rest of it. Maybe just go surround it and don't fire
I mean,
on
we've
it.
got the blockade going, but,
Everybody
like,
crash
take
into it at the
one-
same time. Just like from 20 different boats, just come in and just crash into it at the same time and just smush it.
Sink
Right?
it.
We could do that. We have enough boats, right?
Figure it out, because these Confederate pirates are starting to become a nuisance. So let's figure it out.
Crush them with our boats.
That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We talk about all kinds of fun things like ice cream warships and British pet massacres, and like how the frickin' monuments in Washington, the president's faces on them, yeah, that used to be a bunch of Indian dudes until we stole it and raped it and pillaged it and destroyed it.